Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Carter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video for the 74-75 NHL season. Today we have ourselves another video, and after 20 games, we are 14-4-2. We played 78 games. Or is that 80? I think it's 80, isn't it? That's 80. So we're a quarter of the way through our season with 30 points at the post. We're 3 points back in Montreal for first in the NHL. The Islanders are tied with us. Chicago and Boston are the other division leaders. The top three in each division move on to the playoffs. Rangers have 17 points, which is the same as St. Louis and Toronto, but yet they're going to miss the playoffs. It's a tight division. Reggie Leach, the first NHLer to get 20 goals this season, with Bill Goldsberg and Rene Robert getting there too. Points wise, Marcel Dion with 32, Don Luce, Kitchener, 30 points, Rick Martin and Rene Robert up the backside. Penalty minutes, Dave Schultz, 145. Boy, he likes to fight. Give Jim Schoenfeld and Brian Watson, who are 2-3, the amount of point penalty minutes. That's 127. Then you got to add someone 18. Okay, Bobby Orr. Well, nevertheless, for goaltending, Dan Bouchard has the best goals against. Brady Perrott second, 177, and Gary Edwards third, 183. Gary Smith is below 500, but well, yeah. Anyways, you see the standings. Detroit and Toronto have played the fewest games with 18. The most have been played by Atlanta, and California played 22 games of a possible 80. So anyway, nothing really of note. Everyone, LA and Pittsburgh are fighting tooth and nail for that second spot. Top team in each division gets a bye. The others will fight in the quarterfinals. Chicago's and the Islanders are the only teams to not lose at home. On the road, everyone's won at least once. On the road, well, we're 5-2, which isn't half bad. By percentages, I think it's one of the best. Highlights wise, we do all that. 6-2-1-5. Offense for Toronto. Philly is not lost. We haven't lost. Our worst loss has been by 3 goals. Montreal's worst loss has been by 3 goals, and that's to us. We've handed 4 teams their worst loss. Chicago has yet to lose by 3 or more. Atlanta and Boston. You know that. Lots of hat tricks since last time. Reggie Leach with a hat trick against the Rangers. Rene Robert, Reggie Leach against St. Louis. Steve Shutt, Stan Mikita, and Bill Goldsbergy. Let's move the game. Rangers over Cal 9-3, November 17th. I guess for the Rangers scoring 9 goals. I don't know why. Cal was up 2-0, and then the Rangers scored 9 of the next 10 goals. Chicago, Toronto, October 26th, when the Leafs ruined Chicago's chances to start off, well, to get their 8th straight undefeated game, and Montreal at Buffalo, October 27th. And there we are, against Vancouver, November 21st, when we were down 3-1 and scored 4 straight goals. So the schedule, we go to Toronto to face the Leafs on Saturday Night Hockey on Hockey Night in Canada with Bill Hewitt. And good news, Brady Perron in the net against Dunk Wilson, the number 3 goalie. No Fafal, no McRae, no even Pierre Hamel. So Dunk Wilson is trusted to try to screw us over. We have Wayne Stevenson and Bobby Taylor as our backups. We have the Riverton Redville Reggie Leach. We have powerful Rick McLeish. We have Bill Barber, Kitchener. We have Captain Bobby Clark, Russ Lonsberry, Bill Clement, who would be a good color commentator for ABC. For hockey, Gary Dornhofer also was a color commentator, but this time for CBC. And Andre the Moose DuPont scored the winning goal on NBC. Remember that? Yeah. Andre the Moose DuPont, Bob Hound Cowie, R.S. Kindrachuk, Don Big Bird Zaleski, Dave the Hammer Schultz, Tom Blades of Steel Bladen, who once had 8 points in a game as a defenseman, Terry Crisp, who won the 1989 Stanley Cup as the coach for the Flames, Jimmy Joe Watson, Larry Goodenough, or good enough, I guess, Ed Van Imp, known for his hits, Ask Feller Haramoff, Ted Harris, Bob Saward, Serge Lejournes, and Jack McElhaney. The Leafs, my favorite team in the world, but 50 years ago, they had Daryl Sittler, the pride of St. Jacobs, at center before fucking Ballard ruined him. Ron Ellis, number 6 in your programs. Earl Thompson, Blaine Stouted before he went to Hartford and did much better goal scoring. Inge Hammerstrom. Oh, yeah, this is when the Leafs picked up Hammerstrom and Salmon behind uh, Ballard's back. And Harold Ballard was in prison for that 1 year. George Ferguson, good player. Lanny McDonald with the mustache, kind of. Davey Keon was still on the team, number 14 in your programs. Bill Cowboy Flat, forgot he was a Leaf. Boyer Salming, the legend, who once had 200 stitches after a thing in 1989. Tiger Williams, Normie Ullman was still around. He was traded from the Red Wings to the Leafs for Mr. Frank Wahalvich in 1968. Jim McKenney, great defenseman. Claire Alexander, Ian Turnbull, known for his 5 goals in 1 game against the Red Wings a couple of years later. Gary Sabarin, future former Blue. Bob Neely, Rod Sealing, Kitchener. Dave Dunn, Lyle Moffat, Eddie Shack came back for that year. Wow. Brian Glennie. And that's it. We always do the non-goalies. 3 minutes into the game. Don't forget Bill Clement. No shot. That's Hammerstrom. No. Known for the chicken sweet thing about Hammerstrom saying that he could have 6 eggs in his pocket and it won't be broken in the corner. 4 minutes later. Tyler Chance, Earl Thompson. No. And then, I do run, I do run. Yeah, it's 1-0. Yeah, Ellis got a 7th. Yeah, Turnbull and Neely got the assist. I do run. I do run. 4 minutes later, aggression. Turnbull for 2. Can we take advantage? Yes, we do. Skillers. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time. Bob Kelly, his 2nd from Selesky and Lonsbury. And that will be the end of the period. 20 minutes, 1-1 tie on Hockey Night in Canada. 3 minutes later. This is Skillers. My idol, Daryl Sittler, from Palming and Cowboy Flat. 2 minutes later, we get Skillers of Town Cali. Of course it is. Skillers. The Earl of Hockey. 5th from Stoughton and Ullman makes it 3-1. Yeah, I know. Do. Go, Earl. We take a chance, Reggie Leach. Damn it. 3 minutes later. It's yours. Mr. Leach, Dave Keon from Ferguson makes it 4-1. You're in trouble, boys. Yep, they started his 6th from Ullman and McDonald. We're going to just get rid of him and put Bobby Taylor in the net. Because why not? We're pretty much done. Oh, we got a penalty. We whacked Claire Alexander. Nice job, Hound Dog. But Ullman can't do anything. Now they can make any. We're down 5-1. Looks like our time is up. But we score. Oh, Captain, my captain, his 6 from Moose Dupont makes it 5-2. Agitated. Toronto gets agitated, and Sittler takes a 2. Gretzky, power play goal. Dornhofer, his 7th from Goodenough. It's now 5-3. Sittler out. Ferguson scores. I thought Taylor was going to go perfect. George at the jungle, strong as he could be. Look out for that tree. And Cowboy up. Flat his fork in the Kenny and Keon. Man, that's embarrassing. What an embarrassing game. And Bobby Clark scored his 2nd of the night from Bladen and Barber, but too little, too late. We get our ass handed us 7-4 by the Leafs. 11 goals. That's pretty impressive. We weren't. We did make it 5-3, but we couldn't do it. Well, yeah, Dunk Wilson. I can't believe the Leafs used Dunk Wilson and fucking beat us. Embarrassing loss, which means we play the next game. Well, we play Atlanta. So, of course, we lose or tie, we have to be punished by having our next game be autoplayed. Vancouver shocked Boston 5-2. Wow. Montreal crushed Buffalo 6-1. LA beat Detroit. Pittsburgh and Rangers 6-6. Wow. Johnson and Jackman. Johnson? Who's this Johnson for Pittsburgh? Well, Rangers were up 6-4, but Wilkins and Pierre LaRouche made it 6-6. Who's your guy? Bob Johnson. I don't remember him being a goalie. Anyway, we play Atlanta and we win 4-3 as Perron beats Meyer. We were up 3-0. Lonsberry, Barber, Kitchener, and Lonsberry scored. Then the Flames scored 3 goals. Bob Murray, Hextone fail. Then Bobby Clark showed, "Oh, Captain, my captain." Washington, shut out by Minnesota. St. Louis at Toronto on a Monday night. St. Louis wins. Vancouver, Kansas City. Kansas City ties. Wow. So we play Detroit. Kansas City can't do anything in Atlanta. Chicago beats Buffalo. California with the big win over Boston. Wow. Others lose in LA, but they're still undefeated at home. Meloche beats Gilles Javert. Houston, Pate, Stewart, and Herkelsey for Cali. Boston finding Phil Esposito. Washington gets blown up by Minnesota. Leafs can't win in New York. Montreal goes to Pittsburgh and narrowly wins. And St. Louis crushes Vancouver. So we host Detroit, and it will be Stevenson. That'll be Bernie Perron versus Jim Rutherford, the future GM of many teams, including the Hartford Whalers. Terry Richardson, Doug Grant, and Bill McKenzie are your backup goalies. Weird names. Anyway, the Red Wings with Danny Grant, former Minnesota North Stars icon. Marcel Dion, yeah, he was a legend. He played for the Kings and Rangers, but this was before he went to LA. Of course, he basically went out of Detroit. He was the number 2 draft pick by the Red Wings in 1971, behind Hugh Lafleur. Nick Libet, Bill Lockhart, Mickey Redmond, who would be a much beloved color commentator for the Red Wings. Bill Hochbaum, Phil Roberto, also a former Canadian, like Mickey Redmond. Michel Bergeron, Le Petit Tigre, who was the coach of the Quebec Nordiques for many years in the 80s. Hank Willick, Pierre Jarry, Mike Corney, Earl Anderson, Gary Bergman, who played on the Summit Series 72. Sean Hamel, Doug Roberts, Red Berenson back to Detroit. He was with St. Louis for a while. Jack Lynch, Brian Watson, Bugsy is to come. Guy Charon, who had over 700 games as an AHLer and never got to the playoffs. And Blair Stewart. So those are the Erdun goalies. Enforcer, Gresham. And a fight between Brian Watson and Dave the Hammer Schultz. Well, you knew Brian Watson was going to get his ass handed it out of the Enforcers. Just as the penalty. Let's go. Is that good enough for you? It was for him. Dornhofer and Barber. 1-0 Flyers. Killing the clock. Let's go. Oh, Captain, my captain. Tonight from Eric. Too much on Jeffrey. And then another 6-minute time. Jackson. Why don't you give it a rest? Kendrick has scored from Clark and Barber. Makes it 3-0. 3-0 Flyers after 20 minutes. Much later, we're killing the clock. Anderson flips at Barber. Can't finish it off. 3 minutes. Aggression. Ignored. Watson for 2 minutes. Touchdown! Papa goal. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine. His 5th from Chris makes it 4-0. 4 minutes later, an Enforcer. 2 more minutes. Enforcer. Timing. There will be a fight Boston and Schultz again for the second time. The Red Wings are down 4-0. They're basically fucked. Bill McKenzie's going to come in to mop up. They have a chance for a goal. Ooh, no. Penalties are over. Sean Hamelskios. Well, too bad he'll be pummeled 9 years in the Good Friday battle. His third from Dion and Lockhead. Who knew where Dion could press the back? Killing the clock. But they score again. Marcel Dion, his 12th. From Nowak and Hogbaum. Man, we're in trouble. Marcel Dion putting his team on his back. That's it. That's how what Mosley and Sean Hamel is basically out. So we can score anytime during the 5 minutes, and it'd still be a power play. Dornhofer, no. Kill the zone. Second killed. Good. There is the power play goal. Here's the end of it. Bobby Clark, the captain, my captain, and for Kristen Leach. 5-2 Flyers. Detroit came close. They made a game of it, but they couldn't stop their powers. Yeah, Hamel still had 4 seconds left before Clark scored the power play goal. Well, it is what it is. There's only 2 non-fighting major penalties. Yeah, we were up. Clark with 2 goals. Goodenough, Kendrick, and Clement. So we win. Thursday, Detroit goes to Buffalo and gets their ass handed them 4-1. Friday, we don't play. Rangers get beaten by the Flames, and the Islanders go to California and win. We're obviously playing Saturday, right? Oh, we're not playing Saturday. Okay. Detroit, Kansas City. Tie. Kansas City tied Detroit. Wow. Boston loses in LA. Chicago, Minnesota tie. Montreal beats St. Louis. Pittsburgh beats Buffalo. Washington ties Toronto. Wow. And the Islanders take down Vancouver. So we are hosting Kansas City, the worst team in the league. Buffalo beats Pittsburgh. Chicago shuts out Minnesota. St. Louis goes to New York and wins. And Washington beats California. Vancouver or Meloche. They like to torture California. And this is the same team that beat Boston. Pate and Houston scoring for Columbus. Washington goes by Tommy Williams. Grip. Yvonne Labra. So good they retired as number 7. And L'Enfant the raspberry. Anyway, we host Kansas City. And it will be Bernie Prawn versus Peter McDuff. Lead on McDuff with Heron and Plass backing up. So yeah, we played the expansion Kansas City Scouts who've only won 3 games. We've won 16. Simonole, Will Paymont wearing number 99 for the Leafs. Was traded from Colorado to Toronto in the Lanny McDonald trade because fucking Pudge and Black wanted to send a Manchester Sittler. Robin Burns playing left wing. Ed Gilbert, Randy Rhoda, Len Powis, Rich Lemieux, Don Hudson, Gary Couture, Norm Dubé, Jim McElroy, Brad Crashley, former King, and WJ, Clyde Hughes, Butch Deadmarch, Todd Snell, Gary Coulter, Brad Hughes, Dennis Patterson, Larry Johnson, Larry Subaru, Brian Lefley, Denver, and Doug Burr. Crashley, one of the veterans. We can't do anything. Damn you, the hell. There you go. That leash. Who's on the leash? It's nice and warm. 3 minutes later, Dustin. Major penalty by Moose DuPont, of course. But we did crush Kansas City in a sense. Will Paymont, his 7 from Edge Gilbert, is now 1-1. DuPont still in the box. Good. Possession. Dave the Hammer. Is it Rich Lemieux? Oh. We thankfully killed the zone and we are embarrassed. We've only tied Kansas City after 20 minutes. only. 2 minutes. 60 euros. Hammer time. Oh. So, hammer time. Good from John Harper and Lonsbury. And then we get a hit. 4 minutes later. And it gets really good. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's goal number 3. Clark with the assist. 3-1. Much later. There's a fight. It's not Schultz. It's Norm Dubé and Ag Van Imp. Okay. You have a chance, Reggie Leach? Aye. Okay. Version? Can't do that to penalty. It's hammer. Another penalty, Dornhofer. We're up 3-1, but we have 2 guys in the box. We're dead meat. I knew it. Randy Rhoda scored from Cluto and Nole makes it 3-2. Oh boy. And they score again. Malcolm from Red Hughes. We're tied with Kansas City. Are you fucking real? Oh boy. It's not Angela Lansbury, it's Russ Lansbury, his 10th from Selesky, Big Bird, and Vanip. Can we take advantage? Barber can't do anything, now they can blade it. 5 more minutes. Aggression? Head on down. And it's Deadmarsh. I think that's Adam Deadmarsh's father. Killed his son on Lonsbury. Fuck. We're near the end. Yes! There's our Remington rifle. Where the heck has he gone? Selesky with the assist. He's got 2 assists today. 5-3 of all people. They still have an empty net. Dave Hudson scores from Couture and Nole. It's now 5-4. But thankfully for us, the end of time. That would have been embarrassing if Kansas City swiped the point from us. But we still win 5-4. Okay. It was a tight battle. Kansas City actually tied us, but we fucking scored twice. Lonsbury and Leach finally remembering the 2 RLs for us. December 2nd, Montreal hosts. It beats Atlanta 2-1. California ties St. Louis. Vancouver crushes Minnesota. Buffalo beats Washington. We will not play on Wednesday. I'm shocked. Kansas City gets beaten up by Chicago. Atlanta goes to Cali and wins. LA crushes Minnesota. Montreal crushes Boston 7-1. Chabert loses to Buddy LaRock. Marcotte going to go for Boston. Montreal goes by Lafleur, Lemaire, Lapointe, Savard, Lafleur, Riceboro, Kitchener, and Larry Robinson. Kitchener. Rangers win 4-1, and the Leafs lose in Pittsburgh. Our next game is against Chicago. Oh boy, that's going to be a big one. Boston crushes Detroit and fine powder. Buffalo shuts out Washington 10-0, and Toronto gets shut out by the Cupcakes. So we are tied with the Islanders. We do have a game in hand on them. Atlanta with 28 points. The Rangers are below 500. Chicago leads to Smythe. St. Louis and Vancouver are fighting tooth and nail for that second spot. Minnesota's only 3 points back. Kansas City way back. They have 9 points. Washington has 12 for comparison. Washington has more wins than California, but Cali has 7 ties. Is that the most in the NHL? Well, tied with Minnesota it is. Buffalo leads Boston by 4 in the Adams division. Toronto has 20 points ahead of California 5. Montreal is crushing the Norris. LA and Pittsburgh are also on their way. Reggie Leach and Bo Goldsberg with 21 goals. Rene Robert, 18 goals. Rick Martin had 17. And Bernie Proud's now 5th behind Larocque, Bouchard, Edwards, and Dryden for the goals against thing. Yeah, 3 shutouts for Larocque and Bouchard. Terry Edwards would like a shutout. Jim Rutherford's 5-11-3, but he has 2 shutouts. How? How, I say? How? And Peter McDuff, no wins, but he has a 3.88 goals against, ahead of 5 players, including Schultz Balash, who's played 18 games. How? I don't know. But nevertheless, fun will be had. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.